Welcome back to Crystal Clear. I'm Montrek Fox, and with the Stevenverse movie being a musical, we are sure to get a plethora of amazing songs. Rebecca Sugar did stay at San Diego Comic-Con 2019 that with Mr. Greg they were able to fit 7 songs into 11 minutes, and that the film has many more. While it shouldn't be much of a surprise that a 90-minute movie is going to have more songs in an 11-minute episode, it's still very exciting nonetheless. Stevenverse music is great for any situation. Long drives, short drives, relaxing, needing to cheer yourself up, or needing to cry. This show's soundtrack has profound flexibility. Now, one of the songs we are aware of being in the film is the one that more or less functioned as the theme for the trailer, and potentially overall theme of the movie, True Kind of Love, performed by Estelle, aka Garnet, and Zach Callison, aka Steven. Now, with the full song available on streaming services, we have the lyrics to the song at our disposal. Lyrics that I believe can not only indicate potential plot points in the film, but give us a good idea of when we can expect this song to actually arise in the film. As when you listen to the song, it's very clear with the long instrumentals that there's meant to be dialogue, character interactions between the actual singing. So with all that said, let's dive in. And of course, spoiler warning, if you do not want to be spoiled for anything in the film, if you want to go in as blind as possible, please click off now. Oh, when a difficult day goes by. Keeping it together is hard, but that's why. You've got to try. You've got to try. These opening lyrics set the mood for when we can expect this song to pop up in the movie. The end. When a difficult day goes by doesn't seem to reflect the beginning of the movie, where Steven and his mental health seems to be in tip-top condition, and I think we can simplify a vengeful gem descending upon the earth and judging it with the intent of potentially creating a new diamond as, difficult. Keeping it together is hard, but that's why you've got to try, can not only reflect the position Steven finds himself in the beginning of the movie, finally at peace, helping Homeworld restore all their colonies, and finding all the relationships in his life stronger than ever, it's realistically terrifying that as soon as he gets back home, as soon as he's finally able to enjoy all these things he's fought so hard to bring, not only is he thrown into an intensely stressful situation, but the lives of billions are suddenly at stake. So it's hard for Steven to keep everything together, to remain the calm, rational leader he wants to be, that he may feel like he was supposed to grow into over these 2 years. But as You've Got to Try indicates, Steven will not give up. He'll keep pushing himself to his very limit until he saves the day. It's what the Crystal Gems have always done. I also think Keeping It Together is a nod to Garnet, as not only is that an exact episode title Season 2, but clearly she sings the song, and we've seen how easy it is for Ruby and Sapphire to diffuse in stressful situations. Ruby and Sapphire not only having a confirmed appearance for the film, but listed as 2 of the voices performing songs in the film, meaning we will hear these 2 gems sing. Alright, next batch of lyrics. And when there's a thundering storm outside, underneath the covers you huddle and hide, open your eyes. Open your eyes. Now, I think this is just more of the classic Rebecca Sugar lyrics, the kind that vaguely resonate with you enough to just think and ponder about life. Though going off the Garnet theme, it does remind me of the climax of Pool Hopping. Steven and Garnet caught in a storm, sharing a moment, Garnet opening her eyes to the fact that Steven is growing up. But in general, in and out of the context of the film, this is clearly more directed towards the audience as a whole. As scary as life can be, we have to face our fears. We can't hide under the blankets and pretend the problem isn't there. We have to face it head on. Which could go back into Steven's lamenting over how he wants things to stay the same forever, how he has to acknowledge the other problems lingering around. It can't just be happily ever after quite yet. Now let's take a look at the chorus. Or the hook, or kind of both in the situation. I don't know, music people, please let me know which one you would consider this in the comments below. It's the true kind of love. It's the true kind of love. Now, I think by the end of this film, the phrase true kind of love will have a double meaning. As we can identify by the trailer, a component of Stevenverse the movie will be Steven and Connie stepping into a more direct romantic relationship, taking that step where they go from really good friends to, well, dating. And considering how this verse is a bit slower than how it's sung in the reprise, a la later in the song, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw Steven and Connie slow dance on the beach shore once more, concluding the film on a teaser Stevani. But let's get our heads out of shipping mode. The other side of this coin could be referring to the villain of the film. Think about it, she has a heart-shaped gem, a heart-shaped injector. The on-air condensed promo version of the trailer shows off more of her weapon, which I still believe is a scythe. It also appears to have a gem heart on the top of its handle, with the website stating that this gem is seeking revenge after Steven, and what feels to be her obvious ties to Pink Diamond. The true kind of love could also be in a twisted sense, that this villain believes that they're truly in love with the idea of Pink Diamond, and that Steven isn't living up to that idea. Steven isn't truly in love with being Pink Diamond. Rightfully so. Next verse. Stuck in the middle of fear and shame. Everybody's looking for someone to blame. Like it's a game, like it's a game. Alright, so following that last analysis, I definitely think this stance is in relation to the movie's villain, and was actually a motivation to me making this episode. Fear and shame? Looking for somebody to blame? That sounds like it could very well be this new gem. As we speculated before, if she's a failed Pink Diamond, it makes sense why she would be ashamed of herself. Or if this gem really is someone much more simple, like Morganite, the fear aspect could be from the change that Era 3 of Homeworld has brought, how this gem could be ashamed of Homeworld status. But really, it's the lyric, everybody's looking for someone to blame, that gets me. Going back to that character description, this gem is out for revenge, but why? Clearly from what we've seen so far in the entire series, Steven hasn't wronged this woman. He's not even the type to do anything, like, in terms of really messing up someone's life. Steven is at the very bottom of suspects for anyone ever to do that in general. But again, because of Homeworld's changes, this gem could be out of their element. They're angry, they feel like a fish out of water, and they want someone to blame for all of this. Steven being the most obvious one to blame. Now the phrase "like it's a game" reminds me of the movie villain herself. She seems to act very childish, cracking up, having a good time while destroying the Earth. By using that specific term "game," it paints the idea that the conflict isn't being taken seriously. It just really feels as if it suits this gem to a T. Alright, next up. And now I am better than win or lose. There's a new direction I like to choose. It's called the truth. It's called the truth. So this feels like lyrics that could apply to both the show and real life. In reality, not everyone has to be a winner or a loser. There's not always a victory to be had. That's what we should live by. Not everything is meant to be a competition. But when it comes to the show and the events of this movie, again, this gem may claim a mental victory by destroying the Earth and creating a brand new diamond. But in reality, she's not winning anything. She's just creating a bigger problem with an outcome that is disastrous. Again, I don't think the diamonds are going to take any of this too well, and if they're taken out of the picture, what is this gem going to do? Lead Homeworld? And what is her plan for that? If there was a rebellion before, why does she think there wouldn't be one again? And closing out this analysis, we have some heartwarming lyrics from Steven. Hey, you, show me that solvable problem. We can get through this. I'll do the hardest part with you. Alright, so I'm pretty sure we're all thinking that, yeah, these lyrics are more aimed towards Connie, as it seems as if this song could be a love song. If you want to interpret it that way, I'd say it's just a general life advice song. But throughout all of Steven's adventures, he knows that anything can be solved as long as Connie is by his side, as long as his family, the Crystal Gems, are by his side. And the reason why he's been getting through all of this is because he's endured the hardest parts with all these characters. But if you want to specify it and make it romantic, then yes, Connie. Before you guys leave, I just want to plug a few things. We did a breakdown on the brand new OKKO Sonic crossover. It is 20 minutes long. A lot of work went into it, so if you could, check it out. Really hoping it does well. Tom also has a few videos I can't recommend enough. One being on Amphibia and why it's the next big cartoon. You guys are here on this video because you like Steven Universe, and you probably enjoy the fact that it has an overarching story. Rest be assured, Amphibia has the exact same thing. Overarching story, wonderful characters, and a world that's only going to get more and more fleshed out as it continues. There's already going to be a season 2, but the entire first season is available, 20 episodes, pretty great binge. Watch Tom's video, watch Amphibia. And then for you She-Ra fans out there, Tom also broke down the ending of season 3. That alone was also a really intense season, and if you're not watching She-Ra for the aforementioned reasons, you should be watching Amphibia. Well, fix that. So those videos are already on the channel. 2 of those will probably end up in the end card. It would mean the world to me. We really want to be able to talk about all sorts of cartoons on this channel, but obviously if videos don't reach a certain threshold of views, it's hard to produce them because we gotta keep the lights on. It's an entire complicated process. Even if it's just something as simple as clicking on the video, then opening another tab, walking away, keeping it on mute, I'm not going to be shameless in saying that I want this to continue to be our jobs, so any and all support on our content beyond crystal clear means the world. But as always, these are just my thoughts and I want to hear yours. What do you think? How do you think this song is going to play out in the movie? What other genres do you want to hear in this film? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, or tweet your thoughts at Roundtable Vids. And for more of my own thoughts, you can find me at ARTWITHKODA. We're also on Instagram. Special thanks to ARTWITHKODA for creating an awesome thumbnail. For more of his wonderful art, you can find him on Tumblr and Instagram at ARTWITHKODA, and subscribe to his YouTube channel. Link down below in the description. Help the Roundtable grow by either becoming a member of this channel or supporting us over at Patreon. Link in the description. If you enjoyed this video, please throw it a like and subscribe to the Roundtable for more great cartoon content. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have an awesome day. ARTWITHKODA signing out.